How to turn $1,000 into $1 million in 10 weeks or less by trading options on Robinhood? Hello YouTube, and welcome to my channel. I opened this channel to accept a challenge that many of you guys asked me to do, to publicly turn $1,000 into $1 million by doubling my money every week from trading options on Robinhood. Before I begin, I have to put out a legal disclaimer. None of this is financial or legal advice. This is for educational purposes only. Options trading is extremely risky, and you can lose your entire investment trading it. Now, with that out of the way, let's jump right into the challenge. So, for those of you who don't know me, I have been successfully trading options for the past 13 years, and I've made over $128 million in 2019 from options trading. And I talk a lot in my courses how if you only master the art of gaining 100% profit on your investment every week, which is, by the way, very, very easy to do when trading options, you will turn a $1,000 investment into $1 million. Here is how the chart looks like. On week 1, you turn your $1,000 into $2,000. On week 2, you turn your $2,000 into $4,000. On week 3, you turn your $4,000 into $8,000. On week 4, you turn your $8,000 into $16,000. On week 5, you turn your $16,000 into $32,000. On week 6, you turn your $32,000 into $64,000. On week 7, you turn your $64,000 into $128,000. On week 8, you turn your $128,000 into $256,000. On week 9, you turn your $256,000 into $512,000. On week 10, you turn your $512,000 into $1,024,000. It's as simple as that. And a lot of you guys asked me to share publicly how it's done. And some of you had some pretty interesting ideas on how to make this even more challenging. So here I am to accept your challenge. But first, here are the rules of the challenge. The challenge starts on trading week, June 29th through July 2nd, and the 10th week will be August 31st through September 4th. All trades have to be done on Robinhood. I have to start with an account with only $1,000 in it. I cannot hold any option over the weekend. Everything must either be sold on Friday, before close, or expire that week. And finally, no spreads or multi-leg options are allowed. So, without further ado, let's take a look of how week 1 of the challenge looked like. This is a screenshot of what my account looked like on Monday, right after the markets opened. As you can see, I had only $1,000 in my account. I sold all my stocks that I was holding in Robinhood and transferred the money to my bank so I can have a clean account for this challenge. My first play was Workhorse stock ticker, WKHS. On Monday, I bought a January 15, 2021 $10 call for $350 for 35% of my investment. I sold it on Wednesday after 185% profit for $1,000. The stock was on a winning streak for the past 7 trading days in a row after it was added to the Russell 3000 index. On Monday, the stock was almost double than a week before, and it was over 800% from just 3 months ago. Given that all EV stocks were on fire, I knew this one is going to go up, but to be safe, I bought an option half a year out and already in the money. So this was on Monday, June 29th. The stock opened at over $12, but it went down a little after the markets opened. So I quickly bought a $10 call expiring January 15th, 2021. I paid $3.50 for the options, which was 35% of my investment. As I predicted, the stock went up for the next few days on Wednesday, July 1st. The stock was trading for over $18, and I sold my call for $10, for a total of $1,000 and $650 profit. This play was also on Monday, also an EV company. This time it's the Chinese electric vehicle company, NIO ticker, NIO. I bought 2 August 21st $8 calls for 90 cents each, total of $180, and 18% of my investment. I sold it on Thursday after 122% profit for a total of $400. I bought it on the same day that I bought Workhorse. They were scheduled to report second quarter and June sales on Thursday, and based on their guidance in May, they were expecting a strong performance. On Monday, the stock was trading above $7, so I bought two $8 calls for August 21st for 90 cents each. On Thursday, NIO reported sales better than expected, and the stock opened above $9. I sold my $8 calls for $2 each. My next plan was on Tuesday in Facebook stock ticker FB. I bought a July 17th $200 put for $1.10, 11% of my investment. I sold it on Wednesday after 51% loss for a total of $54. I was expecting the stock to drop because of the Stop Hate for Profit boycott from advertisers, and a lot of big companies announced that they were signing on to the boycott. So the option I bought was a July 17th $200 put for $1.10. I know this is pretty close to expiration, but most of the companies joining the boycott announced only a 1-month boycott on Facebook ads, so I couldn't go too far out. But on Wednesday, Goldman Sachs analyst Heather Bellini wrote in a note to clients that so far Facebook will only lose 1% of its revenue for every 1% decline in its ads prices due to reduced demand. For Facebook, that's about $220 million for the third quarter, out of the company's projected $18.51 billion in ad sales. After his note, the stock was trading higher, and my options started dropping in price, so I sold my put on Wednesday for 54 cents, taking a loss of $56. The next play was also on Tuesday for FedEx ticker FDX. I bought two July 2nd $162.05 calls for 25 cents, 5% of my investment. I sold it on Wednesday after 1,300% gain for a total of $700. FedEx was scheduled to report earnings on Tuesday after hours, and based on my research, I predicted earnings much better than expected by Wall Street. So, I bought two $162.50 calls for July 2nd. This one of the very few times I buy a weekly option. I normally don't do that, but this was just so cheap, so I just had to. I paid 25 cents for each contract, and as accurately predicted, FedEx announced earnings of $2.57 per share, beating expectations by 66%. On after hours, my contracts were already in the money, and on Wednesday morning, I sold my calls for $3.50 for a 1,300% profit. The next play was also Tuesday for Himax Technologies, ticker HIMX. I bought 10 July 10th $4.50 calls for 10 cents, 10% of my investment. I sold it on the same day after 100% gain for a total of $200. The stock was up 28% after the company announced a new offering that supports an artificial intelligence framework created by Google. I bought 10 July 10th calls for $4.50 and I paid 10 cents each. It went up in price after I bought it and was already selling for 25 cents. But then it started losing momentum, so I quickly sold it 2 hours later for 20 cents for a total of $200. Since I started with just $1,000 in my Robinhood account, I cannot do more than 3 day trades, and this was the only day trade I did this week. The next play was on Wednesday for Beyond Meat ticker BYND. I bought an August 21st $250 call for 1.25, 12% of my investment. I sold it on Thursday after 16.8% gain for a total of $146. The company announced that they partnered with Alibaba to start selling their products in China, according to Wikipedia. An estimated 4 to 5% of Chinese 1.4 billion population are vegetarian, so I expected the stock to gain some momentum. I bought a $250 call expiring 8/21/2020, and it did go up a bit, but not as much as I was expecting. Normally, I would have kept the contract longer, but I had to play by the rules of this challenge, and since the market was closed Friday for the July 4th weekend, I had to sell it on Thursday for whatever profit I could get. I sold it for $146. Finally, the last play this week was modern ticker MRNA. Also on Wednesday, I bought two July 17th $50 puts for 75 cents each, 15% of my investment. I sold it on Thursday after a 170% gain for a total of $406. The stock was up by 300% this year and was from the top companies on the list, expected to come up with a successful vaccine for the coronavirus. But this week, a report came out that basically says that the late-stage coronavirus vaccine trial of Moderna was delayed and the stock dropped almost 10%. I sold my puts on Thursday for $2.03 each for a total of $406. That's it for week 1, and here are the results. We started with exactly $1,000, and now we have $2,905.62 cash in our account. I am super excited with the results, and I can't wait for week 2. Just a quick note, a lot of you guys ask me to post the plays every day, so that's what I'm going to do. If you guys want to see my plays every day, please subscribe to my channel on Instagram at Robinhood_stock_picks or visit t.me/Robinhood_stock_picks, where I will be posting all my plays every day after hours. Also, please subscribe to my YouTube channel, where I will be posting a video at the end of each week with a rundown of how the week was usually on Friday or Saturday. Thank you so much for watching, and if you enjoyed this video, please like, subscribe, and share with a friend who needs to see this. See you guys next week.